Hey everybody, welcome back. So we're talking about Halo again because this is something I kind of been wanting to discuss for a while. Is how my honest thoughts on the series at the moment. With we're kind of in a lull period because we're kind of just waiting for Halo Studios to talk about the future again, because it's just silence ever since that initial reveal of the engine switch back in October of last year. There are rumors going around of some kind of big announcement at HCS in October. Like I think it's like the 26th to the 28th. This is coming from Rebs Gaming, who has been pretty reliable when it comes to Halo leaks in the past. Like recently, he talked about why the campaign for Halo Infinite was doomed from the start. There was also leaks were prototyping for a snow biome for the open world campaign. And basically, to sum up his recent video about why it was a disaster, he kind of saying because the executives walked in the office one day and said, "Hey, we want an open world campaign," and the developers at 343 were saying, "We can't do it. The engine won't support it," and the executives just went, "Make it happen." And that's kind of how we got the open world campaign for Halo Infinite. That's how it went about. So that to sum it up, yep. Which the Blame Engine never has done an open world campaign before, so it was a huge radical shift for Halo as a whole. So not just Halo, but that engine as a whole. That's why they had to overhaul the engine so hard. You know what I mean? Not to mention how we all know the terrible live service that ever since the game first released back in 2021. We all know the whole story behind that. We all know it. So, and from what I've heard, from what Mid Blitz was saying, that he's talked to people behind the scenes, and he was saying that he's heard that Bonnie Ross truly loved Halo, was passionate for it, and that she was kind of the reason why this series continued after Bungie left. But those same people also said that she was not fit for the role of leading the studio, which I mean, I completely agree with it. Like I truly think and it's not just her either. Don't get me wrong. There's also Frank O'Connor, which he's long gone, along with her, and I believe Kiki is gone too. I think, if I remember correctly, like she's not gone from Microsoft as a whole, but I believe she left Halo Studios a while back. I think I could be totally wrong about that one, but basically the big three that are in charge of Halo Studios ever since it was back known as 343. They're gone. You know what I mean? So but you gotta get the whole idea, right? It's pretty clear that the studio was mismanaged from the top, and now this new management, at the top with Pierre Hines leading the game development, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I am optimistic about the future, but I am gonna be very, very cautious. And the discourse around in the community is kind of insane at the moment, with everyone losing their freaking minds. Like there was one post that I remember seeing that I wish I screenshotted it. I wish I did, but yeah, I'm not too pleased that I didn't. I should have thought of it. I really should have, because the post now deleted where they were doing some revisionist history saying that Bungie just got lucky and that they were never good. If you've watched the OG Bungie video documentaries back in the day, like, cause I've been around the Halo series from the beginning, okay? Like, I've been around the series for a long ass time, okay? Like, if you watch the old school Bungie V docs during the Halo 2 and 3 days, like, you can tell they were passionate about the series as a whole. I mean, without Bungie's decision with Xbox Live, Halo multiplayer would never have gotten as big as it is. Like, Halo 2 revolutionized and put Xbox Live on the map. Halo 3 introduced social features that, to this day, mostly have not been replicated in Halo games or online multiplayer to a degree to this day. Like, the whole file sharing community, that was huge. Massive. You all remember, like, Bungie's favorites, they would highlight Forge maps from the Halo community back then? Every single week? That was a huge thing. That was massive during Halo 3's heyday. Like, we haven't had a Halo game that beat Halo 3's numbers, but Halo 3 was a whole phenomenon. You just had to be there. Like, just one word, like, got people so hyped for that game. Remember the Believe ad? It was pretty huge back then. So to say that Bungie got lucky is insane. Yes, Bungie has fallen hard after they left. Like, there's no doubt about it. No, I mean, look at the whole marathon situation recently. Like Bungie's fallen pretty darn hard. I mean, Halo has too. Like, both Halo and Bungie have not been better off from them splitting. Let's be real, okay? So to say that they were got lucky is freaking insane. I cannot believe there's people that are saying that. That's insane. That's great. That is crazy. I think that kind of tells me personally that they were not around back in the day when Bungie was fully in charge of the Halo series, from 2001 to 2010. Like that was when Halo was at its true peak, and it has not been the same ever since. No one can deny that. Nobody. But based on how the numbers Halo Infinite got when it first released, people still care about Halo. Like the numbers have proven that. Like where I think the peak on Steam alone was like almost 300K, and that's not even including the numbers on Xbox and Game Pass. So people are still clearly care about Halo. They just want a good, complete Halo game day one. And we have not had that arguably since Bungie left. Like Halo 4 I'd say was the Halo game that 343 had the most amount of content at launch. Yes, Camping Theater has not returned ever since. Which is insane to me. I mean, not so much they got rid of split screen with Halo 5. I know to a degree it's an Infinite, but not to the same degree that the series ever had split screen. Like, at all. Period. So, which is kind of insane. You know what I mean? But Jesus, like, I still can't believe people were saying that. That's lunacy to me. It truly is. So yeah, the discourse around the Halo community is insane. There was also another tweet saying that they were complaining about like the Spartan numbers on their chest. That started with which really started with 4 Unto Dawn back in 2012. So were people complaining about this, or are they just now starting it because of Halo Infinite? Because that really started with Halo Infinite, because the 4 Unto Dawn film in like 2012 before Halo 4, leading up to Halo 4, had that. I know people say, oh, that's like a film or not a game appearance or whatever, but still though, it was definitely inspiration for Halo Infinite's Chief design, which I really dig, the armor design of Chief in Halo Infinite, which a lot of people do. So, I mean, at the end of the day though, the discourse is insane. And, yeah, so now for the future, I'm cautious but optimistic about it. Because the switch to Unreal Engine is now making me wonder. I wonder if Halo Infinite would turn out much better if the executives at the time made the decision to not stick with Blam instead of overhauling, they should have just abandoned it and switched to Unreal Engine. Makes me wonder would Halo Infinite be in a much better place, which I mean I could very well see, because the Blam engine had a lot of technical debt. Like it's been very well documented. Very well documented. If I remember right, the engine was even giving Bungie trouble back in the day. So I think that ought to tell me that maybe Halo will truly be better off with this new engine switch. But time will ultimately tell whenever we see this first project, Unreal Engine switch, when we never see it. Which is most likely that ZE remake that's obviously been heavily edited or teased in the footage that you're all now just seeing, which is from that October announcement last year. So I truly hope so, because man, Halo needs a real W, a massive one. Like so much disappointment over the past decade, ever since Bungie left. We really needed a win. We do. I mean, Halo Infinite could have been that win. Honestly, it really could have been, because like the gameplay was never Infinite's problem. The problem that Infinite always had was the lack of content at launch. Because remember, the switch from Season 1 Season 2, from, what was it, like November when the multiplayer came out, for Infinite, all the way to May. May! Like, that is a massive failure. Like, I don't think anybody could argue that. That is such a massive flop slash fail. You know what I mean? Because first impressions matter. Truly matter. Like, they really do. But yeah, so kind of summing up how I feel about the future of Halo. I'm cautious. I'm excited for it, obviously, but I'm cautious about it simply because we don't know what this new studio heads can do. I mean, Peter Hines was one of the head honchos behind, essentially bringing back the Master Chief Collection after we all thought it was abandoned. So, and he obviously kind of helped out with the multiplayer of Halo Infinite, which the multiplayer of Halo Infinite is pretty fun, but it's just a lot of content. That's, like I said before, that's what the problem of it always was. So, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the long-term future. But hey, I'm excited about Cautious for it. I'm sure many other people feel the same way because of the past with because of the past with 343, which is now renamed Halo Studios, and also its new management and everything. We don't know what they're gonna do. We don't know. It is nice that after the whole dig site debacle, which they should have, they never should have. That shouldn't have happened. It really shouldn't have, and apparently they haven't been treated. Some Forge careers aren't that all that well, which is insane because I'd argue they've definitely been a huge help in making sure Halo Infinite got new maps this whole freaking time. So ever since they kind of mostly moved on without just being a skeleton crew, because a lot of the new maps are just Forge maps made by fans, really, that Halo Studios has quote unquote worked with, really, to put into matchmaking. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm excited but cautious for it, like I just said many times in this video. That's to kind of prove my point, where we shouldn't just be downplaying Halo at the moment, which, I mean, everyone has a right to be disappointed, truly, to be very, very skeptical, but I can't help but get excited about the potential future. I just hope that it's for the best, you know what I mean? I think that's what we all can hope for. But I think that's everything I wanted to say about the potential future of Halo. Hopefully that rumor about an October announcement is real, which, if they go by the repeat last year, I mean, it would make sense. But I guess time will tell in October whenever that rumor turns out to be true or not. And on a side note, wouldn't it make more sense to announce it on a bigger show like the Xbox Showcase? But they didn't. Even though Phil kind of teased it, kind of, without saying it's Halo, but by saying the return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning, like, come on, everybody knows it was freaking Halo, so I don't know why they didn't just say it. Maybe because they're unsure if Halo Studios is not confident enough to kind of put it out there, or he was just saying that, kind of tease fans while Halo Studios decides to do on their own. But time will tell, I guess. We'll find out in October. But that's all I got to say on this. What do you guys think? Comment down in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then, have a good one.